Aloha mai kako, and welcome to Inspired by Aloha, a podcast dedicated to making your day a little brighter by showcasing that inspirational people and acts of aloha surround us every day. My name is Shareen.
And I'm Erin.
And I'm Amy.
And we're so grateful that you've chosen to spend a few minutes with us as we get ready to be
Inspired by Aloha. We are so happy to have with us today Rachel Radona. She's a Native Hawaiian student athlete at the University of Hawaii at Mānoa. She is a inspiring artist. We'll have Rachel tell us her story about her art, and an entrepreneur, and just a really, really inspiring, motivating Generation Z young lady. And we're so happy to welcome Rachel Radona.
Yay!
This is our studio audience.
Wow, that was a great intro.
So Rachel, tell us your story. Tell us about you.
Oh, okay. My name is Rachel Radona. I graduated from Kamehameha, and I went there like my whole life.
Shareen, this is your compadre.
And now I am studying graphic design and illustration at Hawaii. So it's been awesome. It's really great.
What does that mean, graphic design and illustration?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's mostly, it's definitely modern technology. A lot of the, figuring out, or I'm at least interested in the modern technology of graphic design, figuring out how to use the computer in all sorts of ways, how to use this technology to make programs or things like that. I think that's really interesting and stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Did you always know that you wanted to go into art?
I always knew that I wanted to go into art. I think when I was a child, and I think my parents could figure that out too. I really loved art. It was my favorite subject in elementary, and it continued to be my favorite subject in middle school and in high school. And my parents were like, yeah, she definitely wants to be an artist.
So tell us about some of the, what kind of art do you like to do? And then give us a little bit of story about your journey in art, maybe, through school and up till today.
Okay, I like any kind of art. Right now, currently, my mom always tells me that you're so young, you should just experience everything. And I really take that to heart. I really want to experience every single style, because every single style has so much more to offer in life. And I started off drawing just little sketches, and it turned into painting. And then in middle school and in high school, I tried to get into tattooing. So I was an apprentice for a little while, or tried to be at least.
Tattooing?
Yeah, I went into a shop for a day and I got to experience it for a little while, which was really awesome. I was so grateful for that. Surfboards, drawing on surfboards, trying to do etching, trying to do rubber stamps, trying to do murals now, designing for TNC, all of those things. And there's so much more out there, so much more art to discover and everything like that. So I'm just trying to take it all in, because I don't really know where I'm going to go in the journey of art. I don't think anyone really truly knows until they've fully experienced everything. So
I think that keeps it versatile, right? If you didn't know, Rachel is the creator of our Inspired by Aloha logo.
Yay!
That's not the only reason why Rachel's here. But do you find that, by having some diversity in the things that you do, it keeps it fresh and interesting?
Yeah, I find that through every single project or thing that comes up, I learn a little thing from here and there, and then I can apply it into my new work, which is I'm really grateful for. And if it's something new, maybe somebody says, hey, I want you to detail my car or something like that, I could learn something from that job and then apply it to other forms of art.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I have a new dent on my car. Maybe
You do some artwork around that?
Okay. Something. Wow. So tell us about some of the projects that you've done so far.
So far, I think my most popular projects currently are all the women's designs for TNC. That has been going on for about 3 years. I'm really grateful that they've stuck with me and is letting me design some of their products. That's so fun. It's really fun, and I love doing it. Now I'm trying to get into murals. I've done 3 so far. I just finished another one in Moana, if you want to check it out.
Yeah, tell me, where are your murals?
Where are your murals now?
So my first one everyone made was for the VH070V company.
Is that the upside down Aloha one?
Yes. Yes. They were like the first ones to give me a wall.
Wow.
They were just like, here's a wall, go at it. So that was my first mural, right in Kamehameha Shopping Center. And then the second one was at UHFCU, which is a federal credit union. They were super awesome to work with. Everyone was so positive, and it really made me feel comfortable with trying new things. And then from that, I was able to get the Sweet Creams location. So we just finished that literally like 2 days ago. So fresh and new paint.
That Ala Moana, you said.
Yes.
So how do the shop owners or the business owners tell you this is exactly what we want, Rachel, or do they tell you, I don't know, create something for us?
Yeah. So sometimes, and most of the times, you'd be surprised that sometimes people don't know what they're looking for, but they have an idea in mind of what they want. I just don't think that they know how to fully tell me what they want. So when I'm designing like drafts for them to look at, I tend to do about 30 to 40, just so that of different, like plenty of different designs, just so that they get an idea of what they could be looking for, and I get an idea, and then we just narrow them down, and it might take a long process, it might not. They might know like right off the bat what they would like, but at the end of the day, we figure it out, and then we go from there. So
Nice. How exciting.
That's kind of the process you took us through
yeah.
in designing this logo. So you can be honest, were we good customers?
You're great.
Or were we difficult customers?
No, it was so fun. Everybody has their own personality, so it was really fun working in with like every single emotion, every single thing that you wanted in it. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience with any single client ever, because as a graphic designer, your job is, it's supposed to be challenging sometimes. You're not going to get things right off the bat. You're not going to immediately know what everybody wants, but it's your job to figure out how to combine all of these elements that the people want and put it together in some sort of, graphically pleasing way. So I don't think it should be at all hard or difficult to work with anyone, because that's everybody's job at the end of the day. So that's the fun part.
Very cool.
So of all the projects that you've done so far, because we know you're going to have tons in the future, what was your most favorite project that you've worked on?
Oh, that's a really good question, but I'm going to have a really bad answer for you. It's just like when people ask me what my favorite artwork I've ever done is, and I will say the same answer every single time, which is I've never ever done it yet. Because you learn new things every day. You're a new person every day, and your art will reflect that. And I think later on in the future, maybe I will never create the artwork that I'm most proud of yet, but I'm still creating and learning, so it's not there yet.
But there's always joy. It looks like there's always joy
so
from you in
much.
everything that you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Well, everyone on Hawaii in general is just so positive. I don't know what it is, but there's something in the air that everybody is super positive to work with. They're really fun to work with too. So everything comes great. I love it.
And I think you bring that. You bring that so people want to reciprocate that energy to you as well.
Right.
So, yes.
So that's a good segue, because as a Native Hawaiian, how do you feel that is an influence, being Native Hawaiian, with everything you've learned from Kamehameha and your family, does that influence your art?
Yes, I think it does. As a Native Hawaiian student, we're always taught to, or it's always enforced that we should continue to perpetuate our culture and things like that. And I think that definitely has carried into my artwork. And living on Hawaii, everybody wants something with, Hawaiian things in it and things like that to represent. So, but it has definitely impacted the way that I view art in general, so that every single time I create something, I always try and take a little piece of Hawaii in it, or put something else in another culture in it. No matter what, I always try and incorporate something to perpetuate something else, because that's what creating's all about.
Neat. I love it.
I love how you're talking about that you've been growing, and that your best work is yet to come because you're constantly growing. When you reflect back on when you first started out as a young entrepreneur to now, what kind of lesson have you learned or advice would you give yourself when you were first starting out?
Oh my gosh,
That's a
probably
good
so.
question.
That is a great question.
That was just off the top of my head too.
I don't know. I think I would just say to just go for it. And I don't think that my younger self would have ever not went for it. So I would have just maybe I would tell myself to be a little bit more patient and graceful with myself when learning. I think my biggest struggle in life is being patient. My mom can tell you that. She'll tell everybody that. But I think it's just being patient with yourself, being graceful, because sometimes when everybody dreams about goals or what they want to reach in life, sometimes you feel like you have to do everything at once and you have to keep on pushing no matter what. But I've learned that with good things take time, and you definitely have to give yourself time to rest, time to grow, and good things will come eventually. You just have to learn it for a little while.
Such wise words. Props to Gen Z.
Gen Z. Oh, that's so great, Rachel. So our podcast is inspired by Aloha. So we'd like to ask you a few questions about Aloha.
So Rachel, what does Aloha mean to you?
I think Aloha means to me, as well as everybody else, like, the definitions, there's multiple definitions, love, it's a greeting, it's a goodbye, but I think Aloha can also be an action, and the way that you carry yourself, the way that you express yourself to others, the way that you care about others, and in anything that you can do, you can actually show Aloha. So I think it's more than just a word and just love and a greeting and things like that. I think it's also an action that you can use to express yourself and express others.
Earlier you were saying about how there's something in the air in Hawaii. do you feel that that's Aloha?
Yeah, I feel like Hawaii itself is gathered on, certain aloha, kuleana, and that definitely carries out into the way people carry themselves here, and the way that everybody does things here is with a lot of respect, a lot of, strong-minded people who really care about others.
So I'm going to just ask one question, because it's a little related, but because you went to Kamehameha schools and you learned about all kinds of Hawaiian values, for Erin, Shareen, and I, in the things that we do in our professional careers, there are certain Hawaiian values that carry with us in everything that we do. What would you say is the Hawaiian value that means the most to you? As a student, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as an artist?
I think the Hawaiian value that means most to me is mālama. Mālama pono, mālama aina. Mālama means, to take care, as everybody knows, but I think it is such a big action. You can take care of one another. You can take care of yourself. You can show how much you care about a person through anything that you can do. You can show aloha by mālamaing other people. So I think that one really hits home and speaks to me a lot.
Nice.
I think that shows in your work too, Rachel. And it just shows, that value shows in how you greet people, how you welcome people. You are living it. You really are. So...
But I think in some of the murals that you've done recently, there's so much aina, right? There's so much land and beauty of Hawaii that's incorporated into your art that really perpetuates that malama in what Hawaii is from a nature perspective. So I think that's really cool. I can't draw more than a stick figure, so I'm always impressed by people's art. Yeah.
So what motivates you each day to do your art, to do what people ask you? What motivates you? to get out there and just do it?
There's so many things that motivates me. Obviously, my friends and my family are my number one motivators. They're there for me every single day. If I have something that comes up, they're always there to give their opinions on it or to help me through it. But I think a lot of the time, what surprises people is that the people of Hawaii actually motivate me quite a lot. You know, people that I've never even met before. But I see every single day that people are continuing, you know, to create new businesses, to start podcasts, to, you know, continue to try and strive for their dreams. And I think that motivates me so much because I love seeing the Lahui of Hawaii just keep trying and keep doing things that they love.
Yeah.
And so it makes me want to do something that I love a lot. It really does. Another factor that motivates me is, like, on the topic of people I've never met, is my Auntie Diane, who I've never met before, ever. But I feel like I've met through all of the wonderful stories that my family has talked about her. But I actually have a picture in front of my bed of her. And a lot of the time, some of my family members, especially my mom nowadays, would say that, oh, you look just like her and you act just like her. And when you get compared a lot to somebody like that, who is so, you know, awesome and has made such an impact on the community like that, it's really inspiring to just try and live a life that, you know, she would have liked and she would have enjoyed and she would have been proud of. And every single day, especially within cheerleading, because she was a UH Rainbow dancer, so she really liked to give back to the community that way. I think that every single day I try and think of her and try and think of things that she would be proud of doing, you know, goals that she might have had in life that hopefully maybe I could achieve through her.
That's awesome. To perpetuate a legacy.
Right.
And for you, it's a family legacy.
Yeah, I could never ever fully compare myself to her, and I will never be her, but I can try my best to, like, live a good life in the way that maybe she would possibly be proud of one day. And hopefully if I ever see her in the future, that she would be really happy for me and my family would be happy too.
Yeah, beautiful. That's awesome. I was just gonna ask her, like, who is the one most influential inspiration for you? So, thank you for sharing that. That's sweet. Really sweet.
I like it because it talks about, I mean, you're alluding to how we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, you know, and you are paying homage to what you've learned from that generation from before, and you are that link, and you are going to have your own legacy as well, and then people after you will continue and learn from you too, Rachel. So that's really good. So talking about you know, different generations, aloha can mean different things to different generations just based on, you know, the time period and what's going on in our life. I mean, we're Gen Xers and you're Gen Z, and we love Gen Z, and so we just want to know, like, what does aloha look like to you from the perspective of being someone from the Gen Z group?
Well, I don't think I could talk for a whole group of people, but to me, I think what aloha looks like to us is just, you know, taking what all the other generations before us have given us. You know, they've provided us with so many things, and we're just trying to use all of that to the best of our ability to inspire others, you know, to continue their legacies of what they've done before us. And aloha is also about respect, so we're trying to respect them and to use, like, the new age of, you know, all this technology and all of these things like that to continue to support their legacies and to continue to do whatever we wanted and our goals and dreams like that, and what they've given us to hopefully use, and then someday in return we can, you know, give back to the future generations as well.
That's awesome. So you don't feel, because technology is a really big factor, influencer for well, all of us, but for your generation in particular, you don't feel aloha is lost through all of that?
If anything, you know, there's good and bads with everything. I can definitely see the negative impacts that technology has had, but it also provided us, you know, a lot of communication. There's so many things that are happening now because of it, and it's really good for Hawaii sometimes that, you know, now we have a voice out there that other people can see, you know, far across the ocean and things like that. So if anything, we can now use technology to share our aloha even more with the entire world, and I think that's good.
That's great. Access.
Yeah, that's inspiring. Okay, I'm changing my perspectives on Gen Z. I mean, there's a lot of them in my classes, but I think your generation. I think we were, as Gen Xers, misunderstood when we were younger, because as children, you're not the same as your parents or your grandparents. But specifically for Generation Z, like I see and correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel, but I see like a genuineness in the young adults in Gen Z. Like, there's a less of a hesitation to share what you're really feeling. I'm not in a bad. I'm not saying that they're sassy, but I'm saying that
but honest.
There's a transparency that I certainly didn't have as a young person. I think I answered things the way that I felt that my elders wanted me to say. But I feel like in this younger generation that there is a confidence to share with transparency really what I'm feeling, that there's more of an openness to share feelings, share emotions, ask for help, or have an opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Do you think that?
Yeah, I definitely think that. My whole generation likes to share their feelings a lot sometimes.
But that's so good. You know, and you know what I like about Gen Z, or the ones that I know, which like are my children and all their friends. But I think it's that feeling of acceptance, like just loving people and meeting them where they're at. I feel that the Gen Zs really embody that spirit, and I mean that's Aloha right there. You know, and I really admire and respect that. And maybe that comes along with the whole being honest with your feelings. And, you know, it's almost as if we have bigger fish to fry because we have to take care of the planet, you know, so let's just love each other and then let's get to the real work, which is, you know, taking care of our environment and everything. So maybe that's part of it too. So.
Wow, that's a good point, because I don't think I was very globally thinking when I was Rachel's age, which was just like last year. But.
You know, when we were growing up, I remember our biggest fear was nuclear war. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yes.
That was like the thing.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing that we had nightmares about or something. But you know, it's just the planet itself, right? And just malama honua, right? So
I think that my mom used to use this Aquanet hairspray. Like, I know they still have it. Yeah, I've seen it at Don Quixote. But it was just this aerosol hairspray, you know, because in the 60s and 70s they had really big hair, right? So she'd use this Aquanet hairspray. And I remember learning, Aquanet hairspray is going to damage our ozone layer and we're all gonna fry and disappear one day. I'm like, stop using Aquanet. You know, it's so funny. The ozone is disappearing. You know, so that was kind of our intro to sustainability, right? And the solution was stop using Aquanet. Right? That was the whole thing. But now I think that your generation is so much more global. I mean, how do you feel about, you know, the world and everything that's out there? Like,
well, yeah, I think that because of technology, we've gotten to learn so much more things that we might have not have known before, and we're open to seeing the world for so many different ways and things like that. So I think that's why our generation really, you know, starts to think globally now, because like it's everywhere, and we can view events that are happening in different places at different times. So we're gonna have a lot of opinions about it because we can actually see it. Yeah.
That's true. We didn't know what was going on.
No, we didn't.
We were just like, let's go outside and play. Right?
Well, I think it creates. Well, let me ask you a little bit of a future question, because I think it creates a mindset about what they want to do in life. So I teach in a career tech ed program, right? And we want them to be the hotel managers or tourism managers of yesteryear, but that's like, you know, it's almost like obsolete. Your generation wants more out of a career than a 40-year career in one corporate company. But I also think that, you know, and I teach this, and I've learned that, you know, how are you able to do more than just your job? I mean, whatever job that you have, that you're able to, you know, be able to help others beyond just your employment, you know? So I think that's motivating to a Gen Zer. Right? So if it's like, no, I just want you to check in and check out people. Oh, never mind. I'm going to go find something else. It's going to give me more fulfillment. Right? So I'm like, what does that mean? Right? You should be fulfilled by helping a customer. no, it needs to be more than that.
Yeah.
Am I on the right track?
Yeah, I think it's because we get to see other people's lives nowadays. We get to see like vlogs, there's new celebrities, but also we get to see the ins and outs of people's lives that they want to share online. And it shows us that there's way more to life that maybe is what is right in front of us. So because of that, I think our generation really likes to live a life that they really admire and something that fulfills them at the end of the day. And they're discovering so many new things, whether it be like crafts or tiny little things like that. You know, it just makes them want to do way more than just one job because they want to have fun with their life at the end of
like
it.
a contributor,
So like as an entrepreneur then can find purpose
Yeah.
in the things that you do, and then you bring joy to other people when you share your artwork or your designs with them.
Yeah, it's the best feeling ever because it's not work, actually. My mom always says it's not work if you're having fun. So, yeah, it's so fun, and it's amazing to see other people have fun with the thing that I enjoy doing the most.
So what does that look like for you in the future? Like beyond UH, you got your degree, and now what? I feel like I'm interviewing you for a job. So, what do you see yourself doing 5 to 10 years from now?
I have zero clue, and I think that's the most exciting part because I really have no idea. As you know, I really like doing every kind of art that I possibly can learn, and as I'm learning new things, I might maybe pick up another art style that I like, maybe pick up another book to read that I really like, and discover something about myself that I never knew I could do before. So to not know where my future is going right now is super exciting. That's like the best part ever, because there's so many things out there that is open to me. There's so many doors that I have yet to step into. So that's the best part. I don't think anybody should be scared to have no clue what they're doing.
Wow.
I love that. Where were you when we were in college?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
But-
Can you come and talk to my class? I think that's just...
Well, it's just that I'm fortunate enough to have a family that cares for me in the way that they do, so that I'm able to experiment with these things too. I understand that it could be scary for other people who don't have certain things or don't have certain opportunities available for them. So right now I'm grateful that I have all of these opportunities and a very caring and, supportive family that I'm able to experiment and to not know what the future holds. So
That's super. That's awesome.
I love that. So our podcast, of course, is inspired by Aloha. So we wanted to ask you, how do you inspire others to share Aloha?
I think I would never know truly how I would inspire others by Aloha, but I would hope that by doing the projects that I do, or just, meeting people, talking to people, and showing Aloha, I would hope that that inspires them to give Aloha to other people. I think Aloha is infectious and contagious, and it will go around and around. It's so positive. So I would hope at the end of the day, if I do anything, it would be with so much Aloha that other people will want to, continue that chain. Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Is there anything that you feel is challenging in your role, in your generation? I don't know. I think like when we were young, the challenges I think that we faced was pressure to do well for our family expectations, right? We're all like nodding, yeah. But it's different for your generation. I mean, what challenges are you facing, and how do you feel that, embracing that value of Aloha helps to overcome those challenges?
I think the main challenges that I face would probably be just trying to battle certain stigmas around like the art world in general, about how you cannot like get a career with a certain thing like that. I'm currently not, facing those challenges right now, and I'm grateful that, with this new age and this new era of technology, people are starting to see that sometimes performing arts or arts in general can actually lead to a successful career. Those were the challenges that I used to face, especially in middle school and high school. When you look up to teachers, sometimes you would hope that they would be accepting of your dreams and goals in life. But unfortunately, sometimes it's not always the case, but you can never just sit there and take that as face value. You have to work around it, and I think our generation does a great job at trying to prove other people wrong the right way, and by trying to accomplish our goals no matter what anybody else says. So
Wow, that's that's powerful.
Follow your dream.
Yeah, that's powerful. I don't think I had any of that confidence as a 20-something-year-old. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it's just us three. We did it. Maybe all the other Gen Xers were like, we're so confident, but
if you're listening to this podcast, you're like, what? I'm like, well,
I can't relate.
Me and Erin and Shareen looking at each other like, I didn't have that confidence.
I know.
Well, maybe you did. Good for you.
right. We applaud you. That is one thing that I've noticed, that a lot of the Gen Z, they really do have this confidence, and I applaud that, and just believe in yourself and keep going, and yeah. It's good to get feedback from people, of course, and to always, we're always taught to respect our kupuna, and we listen to kupuna, so we always take that into account, and to be humble, but at the same time to know who you are and know that you can do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. And I think, Rachel, you're a perfect example of that. So yeah, keep going.
Love it.
What kind of advice, what piece of advice would you give, young, up and coming entrepreneurs or artists, people getting into that field? What would be a piece of advice that you would give to them as they start off maybe on their journey?
I would say just, keep going. I know that that's a very basic piece of advice, but honestly, I think that's the best advice I could ever give, is to just literally keep going at it. You will never know what is ever to come, and you might not be in the best place right now, but you just have to work with the challenges and work with what you have and just keep going. I think that challenges are the best part of anything. It gets me really excited whenever, something happens where it doesn't go my way, but you can always learn something from it. You can always grow from that thing. So nothing will ever, you'll never get nothing in return. You'll always learn something. There'll always be something new that you could do. So you'll just never just settle for something, especially that. Like, you just have to keep going, just keep striving for whatever you wanted to accomplish, because you will feel so much more fulfilled at the end of the day.
And I think that's good advice, not just for up and coming people, but like for us.
Everyone. For everyone.
Yeah.
So anyone can really benefit from that advice. So thank you.
For all of us, yeah. I've had the privilege of knowing your parents, and I just think that they are two dynamically positive people that have always wanted the best for you. So would you say that they've been influential in your pursuit of your art?
Always. I think we call my dad the walking website, because he just continues to, everybody that he knows, it doesn't even have to be a person he knows, literally, like at the grocery store, the cashier, he'll tell them, oh, my daughter does art or something like that. But I think that I'm able to think the way that I do about certain things, to think that challenges are exciting, or to be excited about not having plans in the future, is because they're such great parents at telling me that everything will be okay and that I can do anything no matter what. They've been really inspiring to me to just, keep going. They're always so proud of me. They make sure to tell me every single day. So I think it's only, I can only do the things that I am able to do because I have such great people to come home to every single day.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I think that's a great message to us who are working with young people, or we have children of our own, to continue to support and encourage for them to pursue their dreams. So I think that's beautiful, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about who you are? What wisdom or inspiration, or I don't know, anything more you'd like to share with us?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
She's like, I'm tapped out.
Well, you have how many you are what, halfway through your university career?
I'm about to be a junior. This
Wow.
Wow.
At
So
University of Hawaii at
fast.
Manoa. Manoa. Very
At
good.
Manoa, beautiful. And we didn't talk about this earlier, but before we wrap up, I did want to know, like, how do you you're so busy. So you're a student and you're an artist and you're an entrepreneur, and how do you fit a student athlete into that?
Right,
very
because
busy,
you're a
busy-
UH Mānoa cheerleader
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Bows!
Yes. Get that.
Wait, are we bows or warriors?
Well, I don't know. What are we?
I think we're both. So like we call like the women, mostly some of the time, call the women the Rainbow Warriors, and then the men Warriors or something like that.
Well, you can't. You have to be bows, right? Rainbows.
You know, I thought they stopped being bows at one time, but maybe not. So we still go bows.
Yeah,
right?
we do
Oh,
that.
good. Okay, so yeah, I do that all the time. Go bows.
Yeah, you ever did that? Take go ball route to the game.
Oh,
Like, yeah, that didn't go over very well. That's go ball. What? Yeah. You're like, what? Yeah. So how does that work into your very busy life? I mean, what?
How do you balance
Yeah, how do you balance
everything
that?
Oh.
and still smile?
Yes.
She's still smiling.
It's so fun to be so much, like, to have so much things going on. I know it could be really like hectic sometimes, but I'm extremely grateful for every single opportunity that I have in anything that I do, whether it be cheerleading or art or being able to attend college. So I think that I'm able to balance those things because of, how great, I will continue to talk about how great my family is at supporting me. But with a lot of time management and balancing everything, but mostly a positive attitude, that really helps, of just looking back at things and being understanding of how grateful you are to have the opportunities that you have, and to be able to, shake a fan's hand, hug them, and things like that. That's all worth it. I would never, ever not want to be in the position that I am, and it would never, ever be frustrating for me to have so many things going on, because I get to look back at everything and realize that this is a great opportunity. Everyone is so awesome, so positive, so
Is that why you like cheer?
I
Because
love
it's a
it.
positive sport.
it is a very positive
Yeah,
sport.
it is.
Right.
I mean, you can't be like a grumpy cheerleader. Like, let's go,
But then you wouldn't be very inspirational.
No, but you would be surprised that, like, when we put on the uniform and become this, certain performer, you'd be surprised, or at least I was surprised at how a person would react to you. They're so happy that you're shaking their hand or fist bumping them. They're so happy that you're taking pictures with their kids. You can really brighten somebody's day up, and you might think that it's like a really small act of just like throwing a t-shirt into a crowd or like pointing at a guy and doing a backflip, but to them it could mean the world in that moment. So it's so fun to see a person's look on a face, or to bring a whole crowd together to do something like a wave or something as small as that. It's just it's the best feeling ever. I wouldn't change it.
Those are inspired acts of aloha right there.
Yeah, it
Aloha in
is.
cheerleading. You know, I love that you shared your passion for cheerleading. Can you share with us a story of inspired aloha?
Oh, yeah. I think one of my favorite memories of cheer ever was when we went to an away game to cheer on our women's basketball. And actually, it can be intimidating, especially if it's not your home court, and the whole crowd is in favor of the opposing team. But I think our coach does a really excellent job of trying to enforce to us and tell us that, the people in the crowd, even though they're on the opposing team, they're still people at the end of the day, and you want to make sure that you give the aloha of Hawaii, and you want to show them that what Hawaii is all about. We care for other people. We continue to try and make people happy, even if they're cheering against us as well. So when we were at that game, I was extremely proud of my team. Even if we lost, we were so supportive of the other people's team. We would go and throw shirts to the opposing side, or we'll actually go into the crowd. We do meet and greets, that's what our coach calls it, where we actually step into the crowd and go throw shirts at other
Wow.
people and try and hug them or do anything that they're comfortable with, like just a fist bump, to let them know that we really appreciate them for just inviting us and for them to be giving us this opportunity of cheering at their home court. And I think that that really stuck, because at the end of it, and it almost made me cry, because I never thought I would ever experience something like that, was when, you know, at the end of the game we lost and we were about to head home, but we were thanking everybody, and then the entirety of the other side started to stand up and applaud for us as we were running out. And it really moved me, and it moved a lot of people on my team too, because that moment really made it all worth it. You know, I was so happy that they were happy. You know, I was happy that they were excited that they could, you know, cheer with us as well. And it was amazing to win over a crowd that is not, you know, that is originally not supposed to be cheering with you. But, you know, we're all human at the end of the day. And I think that they really started to notice that. And it was so fun to see them, you know, get happy that we're also there and we're also supporting them. And that was the best thing ever.
Man, maybe I should have been a cheer. Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Positivity.
I don't think I wanted to wear that really ugly skirt at our school. Yeah. Ooh.
Amy.
But, well, we were brown and gold. That wasn't very attractive. But yeah, I can see where that's really motivating and inspiring.
Well, I love you're inspiring because of the gratitude that you have. You're grateful, and that exudes outward, and having a wonderful sense of gratitude just makes it's so inspiring, I think, to me and to everyone who's listening, to have that thankfulness. Really can get you far, or keep you going on those days that might be hard.
I would never be, or anyone would never be the place that they are without the people around them. I feel like sometimes people can forget that, but yeah, Hawaii, everybody knows everybody who knows everybody.
That's right.
That's true. That can be good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything that happens to people it's also about the people that have helped you along with that. So
Do you want to give a shout out to any people that come to mind that have helped you on your journey?
oh my gosh, so
I know
many
there's so
people.
many,
You guys
but-
too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I don't know, just literally everybody that I've ever been in contact with ever, or not. Anyone who's, you know, bought my artwork, who appreciates it at least, who looks at it, literally anybody who has supported me through this, who have talked about me, just honestly everybody. They're, yeah, even if they don't think that they're helping, they really are. It means the world to me to even be considered for certain jobs, or to be, you know, asked about, or to have someone give advice to, or to be on this podcast.
We are grateful. We are
grateful.
thankful.
Well, we are truly inspired by you, Rachel,
Yes.
as a Native Hawaiian, as a student athlete, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, you know, just as a really positive role model for your generation. If people are interested in Rachel's art, how do they
Radona.
find you, and how do they learn more about you and your art?
I think the only way to find me currently is through Instagram, because I'm not really good with technology yet. So I
Even
have
though
to
she
make
is
a
Or for your
website.
dad, the walking website.
Yeah, I should make a website. My mom keeps telling me to, but right now I have my dad. You'll find him. He's the bald guy that just talks to everybody.
So how do they find you on Instagram, Rachel?
Oh, my Instagram is Rachel Art. Yeah, you can just search me up on there. And if you have a cool project that you'd like me to do, I would probably be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll put your Instagram information on our website and on our Instagram page.
Thank you.
And you know, we will certainly we want you to finish school and get your degree, and I'm sure after that you'll be ready to really launch your business as a full-time you know, pursuit. I mean, you're doing a lot of work now, but I know that you're also trying to get through college. So
Yeah.
we're so proud of you, Rachel.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of our podcast and being with us today.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm so thankful. This is great.
Thank you, Rachel.
you, Rachel.
You take care. Thank
And thank you everyone for joining us on Inspired by Aloha.
Until next time, we'll see you. Ahui ho.
Malama pono.